Kill and I were talking earlier today, and he said that if he scores a touchdown, he's going to hit the dab for me in the end zone. He just hit it.
For your birthday?
For my birthday. He said, I'm going to hit a dab for you for your birthday. Boom! On today's part of my take, Championship Sunday. The Super Bowl has been booked. Bengals versus Rams, just like everyone expected at the beginning of the season. We're going to recap both games. We're going to start with fastest 2 minutes. We have Who's Back of the Week. Also, Tom Brady retired, but maybe not. We'll get thoughts from our good friend Handsome Hank on this emotional time. A little talking soccer thrown in there. Pack show for you on Monday. Football Monday. Only one more of these left after today. And we are brought to you by our friends at 1-800-FLOWERS, 1-800-FLOWERS.com. It is Valentine's Day coming up. It's right around the corner. Don't get screwed up by the whole calendar. The Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, they're like back-to-back this year. Don't let that screw you up. Go right now, 1-800-FLOWERS.com for Valentine's Day. When you need a gift that's guaranteed, 1-800-FLOWERS has you covered with the best selection of Valentine's Day roses, mixed bouquets, gourmet treats, and more. Whether it's a medley of light and hot pink roses or timeless red roses, you can't go wrong with a bouquet from 1-800-FLOWERS. Think ahead and get the 18-stem Enchanted Rose medley for $39.99 or upgrade to 24 red roses for $10 more. Get right to the romance this Valentine's Day and find the way to wow with 1-800-FLOWERS.com to order the 18-stem Enchanted Rose medley for $39.99 or upgrade to 24 red roses for $10 more. Go to 1-800-FLOWERS.com, click the radio icon, enter code PMT. That's 1-800-FLOWERS.com, code PMT. Hurry, offer expires Friday. So go right now, 1-800-FLOWERS.com, code PMT. Do it, do it, do it. Do it for your mom, for your wife, for your girlfriend, for anyone in your life that you love. 1-800-FLOWERS.com, code PMT. Do it now. Offer expires Friday. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by 1-800-FLOWERS.com. Go right now to 1-800-FLOWERS.com. Put in code PMT. Do it right now. Valentine's Day is coming up. Today is Monday, January 31st. Championship Sunday. Sunday. What? We start with the AFC Championship game where Casey and JoJo linked up as Bengal fans have been waiting all their life for someone like Burrow and Mixon. Kansas City came out fast as Michael Jackson Mahomes' brother said, wanna be starting something, and the Chiefs looked like they would beat it, going up 21-3 in the first half. But these Tigers stole the show in a manner similar to a Las Vegas residency with Siegfried and Roy.
Too soon, Boom.
Marshmallow Chase wants more points for the Bengals when he scored in the third quarter, kicking off the incredible comeback. And Lindsey Von Bell got his hands all over the ball from a guy who wears red on Sunday in overtime, and Evan McClearson proved he was TSA pre-check on steroids. It spreads when he hit his fourth and final field goal to send the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, to the Super Bowl. Huh?
The Bengals?
The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl 27-24. What?
In the NFC Championship game in Tinseltown, the stars were on display as Deebo Samuel Jackson and Bradley Cooper Cup opened up the scoring. Down 10 to start the fourth quarter, Sean Gary McVaynerchuk told his whole team, imagine your entire family just died in a car crash. Now go out and win the game. And it almost didn't happen, but Jaquiski Tart, oops, dropped an easy interception to keep the Rams' hopes alive. San Francisco won't be feeling gay tomorrow as Matt kicked the game winner to send the Niners home. This might be the last time I'm putting on this headset, Teach. And there's an errant interception by Jimmy Garoppolo to end the game. Rams 20, Niners 17.
Fastest 2 minutes brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. If you ever feel like you're always on, you need a moment to chill, Coors Light is the beer for you. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. It's literally made to chill It's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Perfect for a moment to unwind. If you've been watching football all weekend, all season, you probably need a moment to unwind. Well, crack open an ice-cold Coors Light. Make sure those mountains are blue. Coors Light is perfect for you when you just want to relax on the couch, let your mind wander, drink a Coors Light. Coors Light is the one I choose when I need to unwind. So when you want to hit the reset button, reach for the beer that's literally made to chill. Again, cold filtered, cold package, literally made to chill. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. We drink Coors Light. You should drink Coors Light. When we're out in LA for the Super Bowl, we're going to be drinking a lot of Coors Light. So make sure you have your Coors Light ready to go. Cheers us. Make sure those mountains are blue. Get Coors Light again in the new look can. Drizzly or Instacart. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. CoorsLight.com/take. Thank you to Coors Light, our favorite sponsor. Okay, happy birthday, PFT.
Happy birthday, Big Cat.
We are taping this during my birthday, but you're listening to this during PFT's birthday.
Whoa. Time travel, baby.
We always kiss at midnight.
We do.
That's our tradition.
An annual tradition. Nobody will ever see. Actually, subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah, we'll
see
kiss.
Me and Big. We'll make a special PMTV about the kiss that happens every year.
I said I always put a lit candle in my mouth, and then PFT puts it out with his mouth,
with my butthole,
and then we kiss. And it's beautiful. That's just what you do when your birthdays are back to back. All right, birthdays. Great.
Let's just do a full show about it being our birthday.
I'm so depressed about that. Like, birthdays suck.
You got any good presents?
Yeah, the dab from George Kittle was sick. We'll get to that.
That's
but I mean,
nice.
it was whatever. Like,
Birthdays
what's
are
the old
dumb.
saying? You only get 20 birthdays in your life. Isn't it Patton Oswalt said that? You get like 20 birthdays to celebrate?
I've never heard that before, but it makes sense that you would start celebrating around 6.
Yeah.
Would be the right time to start, and then you probably even don't get 20 birthdays. Maybe after you get old. When you turn 100, you get a birthday then.
No, yeah, when you're like 3 to, 15, and then you get your 21st, your 25th, 30, 40, those birthdays. 37 is, in terms of the birthday scale, it ranks at the very bottom.
Way down. It's the saddest birthday.
A really nothing birthday.
I would actually say that when we should be able to subtract 2 years from our age. These last 2 years should not count.
On top of the 10 you've already subtracted.
Yeah. So I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
I'm 25.
I'm comfortable in 37. I'm old. I'm washed. Who cares?
I've actually just been thinking about being 37 ever since I turned 36. So this will be. It's like I get 2 years. At the age of 37.
Yeah. I'm.
Billy did ask.
What it is.
Billy did ask if we were seriously turning 37 or if that was just a bit that we were doing.
Yeah, he's been eyeing us up for a long time. He's just been looking at us like, all right, these guys carry the 2. Big Cat will be dead by 42. PFT will probably. It's like twins dying. He'll die like 4 days after.
My heart will just give out. Yeah. I will say though,
this is all mine.
In my 37 years on Earth, I never expected to see the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl. But here they are.
Incredible. Yes, even though they've been there. Yeah, they. What a fucking game. Let's start with the AFC Championship game. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow.
Let's clap it up for the city of Cincinnati.
Unbelievable. What a run. Incredible performance. They come back second half. It was basically identical to the Week 17 game where it looked like the Chiefs were going to run them out of the building. It's 21-3. They get a touchdown to end the first half, and then the Chiefs go all the way down. And the only thing I can think of is they just the Chiefs get greedy. They get times where they get greedy, and they got greedy with 5 seconds left, running a play that ran out the clock instead of running a play to the end zone and then kicking a field goal. Like a minor victory for the Bengals going into half that we all thought oh, okay, maybe we'll keep it close. No. The Bengals basically used that to catapult. Their defense was insane in the second half. So the first half, the Chiefs go on drives, 84 yards, 75 yards, 72 yards, all touchdown drives, 80 yards for that last drive that they then get stopped at the 1. In the second half, they had 5 drives, 34 total yards, 2 first downs. They got completely bottled up. It was an incredible performance by the Bengals defense. And then you add in Joey B, Joe Cool. What he did. I think the game was actually decided with his running on those 2 third downs in the fourth quarter. There was 3rd and 6 and a 3rd and 7 where there was no one open, and he ran and he got escaped sacks and made big plays. and the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl.
So going back to the first half when you were talking about that drive at the very end of it, where there was too much time on the clock for Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
To the point where they did the thing that the Chiefs do from time to time, and they got cute with it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Chiefs, as much as we've joked about the Chiefs like to get cute with it and they're too cute to play football sometimes, it actually happened today. The Chiefs officially got too cute with it. This is what being too cute looks like. They like to play with their food before they eat it sometimes.
Yes.
And they got caught by a mouse that wasn't quite dead.
Well, so it's crazy. This is going to sound crazy because you obviously don't want, if you're playing defense, you don't want the other team to score. But
Good
if
point.
you look, yes, this is a Trent Dilfer moment. But if you look at what the Chiefs did, the first half, they tried to rush more, tried to blitz a little bit. They let up some big plays. The Chiefs were rolling. In the second half, the Bengals just dropped 8 pretty much the entire second half, covered everyone, did an insane job in coverage, and it felt like Patrick Mahomes actually admitted it after the game that he was not taking some of the easier stuff and trying to hit it deep and trying to hit those big plays.
He's heard all the talk about him being a check down artist.
Yes,
and
Patty check down.
And it got right in his head.
But there's something to be said. They basically gave them one look in the first half and a completely different one in the second half where they almost lulled them into a false sense of security where it's like they can beat the Bengals deep, and the Bengals did the reverse in the second half, and you saw the Chiefs' offense completely fall apart.
Well, they dropped a lot of guys deep, and then Sam Hubbard turned it up a little bit in the second half. Their pass rush kind of came alive,
Well, and they
got to him.
There was like multiple times where everyone was covered. It was crazy to see because you don't usually see the Chiefs getting like with all their weapons, but the Bengals were incredible defensively in the second half.
And there's something about Mahomes in the pocket on plays like that where you have a team that drops everybody into coverage. Mahomes, when he does like the 3 consecutive spin moves, every time he does that, I'm like, well, this is going to go for 6.
Yeah.
There's about to be a bomb after he gets out of it. But they did such a good job covering him on the back end. They were able to limit some of the bigger plays that they had in the first half when it was like the Chiefs were doing the paint by numbers thing where Andy Reid was like, all right, just throw 17 yards to Kelsey real quick, and then they go out and execute that. All right, throw 30 yards to Hill real quick. Okay, I'll do that. And Eli Apple looked like dog shit in the first half, but it changed. It turned around when Eli Apple got that tackle on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
That play changed the entire outcome of the game. And we got some drama going on, some this league drama between Eli Apple and Tyreek Hill after the fact. So Eli Apple quote tweeted his one good play of the game where he tackled Tyreek Hill and called him a baby, which is very funny when you're as small as Tyreek Hill. Like if somebody calls me a baby, that plays.
Yes.
That's just a good insult. And then Tyreek Hill said, hit my line. No beef on Twitter. Let's talk this out in real life.
I like that.
So Eli Apple's going to hit up the baby monitor that Tyreek Hill keeps
just hit him up,
next to his crib.
Yes.
And talk this out. But in the second half, Joe Burrow, like we'd say how cool he is a lot, and I wanted to figure out different ways to say that Joe Burrow was cool, but really you just have to say how cool he is. That's it. He's so cool that I'm not cool enough to describe how cool he is because I would just sound like a nerd if I tried.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of the Joe Brrr, whatever fuck people are.
I don't like
doing.
Joe Brrr. No.
I don't.
Sounds like you can't roll your R's.
Joe Brrr.
I think got hijacked.
Joe Brrr.
No,
It's like a machine gun. I just think he's Joe Cool. I love a nickname that like it was obviously Joe Montana's nickname and he deserved it, but Joe Burrow deserves it as well. Joe Burrow just went and fucking had 2 back-to-back road playoff games where he drove his team down late in the fourth quarter. It was like those 2 scrambles. That changed the game.
Jersey
he
Jerry
was able
said-
to keep them alive.
Jersey Jerry was next to us when we were watching it, and he said he looks like young Big Ben a little bit there.
Yeah.
Now, take that with a grain of salt because anytime a quarterback does something good, Jerry's going to be like, that reminds me of Big Ben. But he actually does look like young Big Ben when he was a little bit more mobile and was able to get around. And the way that he's not afraid to just like run at somebody, fall forward after he gets hit.
And like there was a couple times where it like Chris Jones, that one time where Chris Jones was basically hanging on Joe Burrow and he was able to keep the play alive. Mm-hmm. And on top of all that, like you lose your tight end, Uzama, like in the first quarter, you knew the Chiefs were going to do what they did to Stephon Diggs with Jamar Chase. Like they were going to try to put everyone on him because they weren't going to let him get 250 yards or whatever he had in week 17. But then Joe Burrow found T. Higgins a bunch of times for big plays. Like,
he's basically a tight end.
it's crazy. It was such a gutsy, like, I'm not afraid moment. Why would he be afraid? He's been in these big games before. But it was like you just, and it's got to be so deflating. Like that Chris Jones play when you think that you have them stopped, and Joe Burrow, who's not known for his like legs, but he makes two huge. It was 3rd and 6. He had a 7-yard run. 3rd and 7. He had an 11-yard run. Both of those plays in Kansas City territory, where if that gets stopped, like the game completely changes, because then you have to punt. And the Chiefs maybe find a way to, get some offense going. That drive ends up being their field goal. And yeah, I mean, I like people were saying that the Chiefs choked, and we can get to that, but I think it was more the Bengals defense was just stepped up in such an incredible way and played lights out in the second half. You could say, like, you could be like, oh yeah, Mahomes choked. I think the defense was that good.
I actually think the Chiefs had a letdown half. In the second half. It happened in the second half because in the first half everything was working. They could have screwed up every play call that they brought in the first half and it was going to work out. That's just kind of how it felt. Where somebody was going to be open, Mahomes was hitting people in stride, but then once Mahomes kind of gets like that, when he has a little bit of doubt, he misses a lot of easy throws. He gets off schedule. And he's no longer Patrick Mahomes.
And I said in the overtime, I was like, Mahomes going to throw an interception. The next play was the one that Eli Apple dropped, and then the next play was interception because you could feel it. You could feel that something wasn't right, that he wasn't seeing it, and he tried to do that. I'm Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to throw it deep to Tyreek Hill in what ended up being the interception and the Bengals winning the game. All right, so I have a take. I want to hear what you guys think. I think that this loss for the Chiefs is more heartbreaking than the Bills' loss.
Okay.
Because here's why.
I disagree.
The Bills went shot for shot. They gave it their all. They played like a perfect game. They almost beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs were up at halftime. Before halftime, they're on the fucking 5-yard line, 21-10. They're about to put the Bengals away, go to the Super Bowl, and that all falls apart. Like that, to me,
it's bad.
Is a game that you just keep replaying in your head. And then not only that, we didn't even talk about this, the fact that the Chiefs, at the end of the game, were down. Romo had them basically in the end zone, was talking about how the Bengals should let them score. They have first and goal from the 5.
When the Bengals had the ball with like 11 minutes left, Tony Romo was like, the Bengals are going to take it down and probably kick a field goal here. And then the Chiefs are just going to go down and score with the last possession. So you got to think this game might actually be over at this point.
But think about it. They have that first down to Travis Kelce that was basically the perfect play where they get the first down. The Bengals have to use both their timeouts. So now the clock is gone. Like the Chiefs are either going to kick a field goal or win the game in regulation. If you're a Chiefs fan, like, again, the Bills game is heartbreaking. But like, all right, we went shot for shot. It didn't work out because Patrick Mahomes is ridiculous. If you're a Chiefs fan, you're now sitting there being like, we had first and goal from the 5 to go to the Super Bowl, and we didn't score a touchdown twice because they had it at the end of the first half. They had at the end of both halves, they had first and goal from the 5-yard line, and they didn't score any points, or they scored a field goal in the second half, but they didn't go to the Super Bowl. Like, that will haunt you forever. I know this is going to be mean to Chiefs fans. I think that would haunt me way worse.
I don't think it's worse just because
I do.
Just because of the two words 13 seconds. There were 13. If you're a Bills fan, there were 13 seconds left in the game.
You're on the
13.
You're on the step to you're right there to the Super Bowl.
If you've never been there, if this Chiefs team had never been there, then I could say that it's probably worse.
But you got to start, like, this is now 4 straight AFC Championship games at home. And Patrick Mahomes had a chance to win a second Super Bowl as fast as Tom Brady did. And, like, that's where, if you want to do perspective, that's fine. But the reality is, Chiefs fans know this. You have Patrick Mahomes, who is the best quarterback in the NFL. You're playing for different stakes now. It's not like, oh, I'm happy we won 1 Super Bowl. You got to win multiple Super Bowls. Like, this is mean again to Chiefs fans.
At least get there.
This is reality. Like, this is what you're living with now. And you were at home on the 5-yard line, first and goal, and you didn't score a touchdown with your offense. And again, I'm not taking anything away from the Bengals. The Bengals deserve to win. I'm saying that would haunt me so much worse than what the Bills had to go with, because the Bills were like, it was just the Bills got beat by Patrick Mahomes in an incredible fashion. If you're a Chiefs fan, you're sitting there like, how did we not score? We fucked that up. How did that happen?
I think it's going to be one of those things where in 10 years you'll look back at this run that you had and you'll just chalk this one up like, oh yeah, the Bengals. We should have made it to that Super Bowl because it was the Bengals that we were playing at home.
Not if they don't win a couple more Super Bowls.
You're going to look back at that as being like one of the ones that you definitely should have had. I don't think it's bad. It's not as bad as the Bills one. It's just not. 13 seconds left at the end of regulation.
Dude,
like
first and goal on the 5.
You had them beat. If you're the Bills,
21-3.
You've 21-3 at home.
Listen, don't
first
get
and
me wrong.
goal on the 5.
It's bad. I'm not arguing that
Against
this is
second-year
a
QB.
great Monday.
No, but
like it was and
it's also like now you're thinking about it this way. The AFC, like if you look, and I know everyone's been tweeting it, but it deserves to be repeated. Like you have Burrow, you have Allen, you have Mahomes, you have Herbert,
Jones.
you have Lamar Jackson, Mac Jones. Like you have some maybe Aaron Rodgers going to the Broncos. Like you have some insane quarterbacks that look like they're going to be franchise guys for the next 10 to 15 years. It ain't going to be easy every year. And you were up 21-3, and you had first and goal from the 5. Again, Chiefs fans, I'm sorry because this is just what I thought coming out of this game. I was like, if you're a Chiefs fan, that loss will haunt you.
I actually don't think that this is as bad as the offsides against the Patriots, where you actually won the game.
Everyone was a lot younger.
But you were lined up
Everyone was
offsides.
a lot younger.
Right, that's what it was like. You're going. They were.
You literally won the game.
They were the contenders at going against the greatest of all time.
Yes, yes.
They're the powerhouse going against a second-year QB at home. You should win that, especially if you're up 21-3.
Also, if you beat Tom Brady on the way to a Super Bowl, and then you win a Super Bowl, and you can always look back on that and be like, well, our guy just lined up offsides. I think that one's even worse.
But PFT, Travis Kelce's 32. Patrick Mahomes' huge monster contract is about to start hitting in.
I'm just talking about the losses compared to the losses, not putting in the perspective of, well, how many more years do we have in this window? I just think like
the next day after the Patriots was probably worse.
Yes,
but I'm thinking this
you
one
won the game. You literally won that game.
I think this one they're gonna like that.
And they got fucking overtime.
You don't know how many times.
They did. Patrick Mahomes didn't get to touch the ball, right?
This core, like all these guys, it's brutal.
They were also really cocky when they won the coin flip. You got it.
Yeah. Well, we dodged a bullet because I believe the Bengals sent their kicker out there to call the coin flip. That's fuck
QB?
up number one. Was it Allen?
I think so.
I think it was.
Brandon Allen? Okay, so they sent Brandon Allen out there. The whole world knew that call was going to. We knew the coin was going to land tails. It landed heads last week. Anyone with a remedial understanding of probability knew that tails was the play this week. It was statistically due. They called heads. It was tails. And like we said last week, I can live with losing a coin toss if I call tails and it's heads.
Yeah.
I can't live with calling heads and it winds up being tails. So it looked for a little bit like it was going to be another situation where the opposing quarterback doesn't touch the ball and the Chiefs win in overtime. And then everybody spends an entire week, actually 2 weeks now, debating the rules of overtime. But instead, ball don't lie a little bit. Yeah, Billy?
I think that the Kansas City loss is way worse than the Bills loss.
Yeah.
Agreeing with Big Head because a collapse is way worse.
It's to me, losses, like when losses really, really sting is when you can just sit there and just be like, wait, first and goal from the 5 and we're the Chiefs and we didn't score. And like Romo was like, there was actually a realistic possibility when we're sitting there watching the game where we thought maybe the Bengals would try to let them score.
Yeah.
Like that was actually a real conversation that probably the Bengals were having where they were just like, let's figure out the clock here. It's right after that Travis Kelce first down where he basically got like an inch over the first down line that erased the clock. That would fucking kill me.
If you look at the history of the NFL and say what's the win probability difference between having a lead and going up against a team with 1st and 5 going into the end zone versus having a lead and going up against a team with 13 seconds left and you're kicking off.
I get that.
Probably way less likely that the 13 seconds one is more dangerous.
That probability for sure, but you also have another game like that. This is the Super. You're going to the Super Bowl. You're home. You're going to the Super Bowl. Like everyone's rocking. Maybe Chiefs fans who are brave enough to listen to this podcast today can let us know which one would hurt more. But I this one, if I were a Chiefs fan, would destroy me.
So,
And you were popping champagne after the divisional round.
Yeah, and you're popping champagne.
You're
after the divisional
pouring
round.
champagne on
And he
people
also had
after the
3
divisional round.
plays, like the fact in that last play where Patrick Mahomes has to scramble, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, maybe you'll get it, and then he fumbles. Like the whole thing would just haunt you. And then you can. That's not even bringing into the fact that if you had kicked a field goal at the end of the first half, everything could have been different there too.
It would have been very funny if Coach O was in the suite directly above Brittany Mahomes, and he's just like straight up pouring hand grenades out on her.
Yeah.
Just trying to celebrate there.
What do you say, Jake?
One thing you guys are forgetting about the Chiefs is against all odds, they're never supposed to be here. They were never supposed to make it this far, but against all odds, they did. What a season. Thank you for the incredible ride. We will always be Chiefs Kingdom.
Nobody
who
believed
tweeted
in
that?
us.
At KMBC, their local news station.
I love it.
No one believed in us. No one thought we
Odds
could
on
be
favorites.
here.
Yeah.
Everyone,
year.
even when you sucked, everybody knew that the Chiefs were probably the best team when
Right,
they
so
play
it's
at
house
the peak of
money
their
for them.
powers. It is kind of house money for them.
What a terrible hangover that would be too, because you probably got so drunk in the first half.
Yep.
When you're just rolling down the the Bengals, and it looked like it was going to be easy all day.
You think Andy Reid gives himself some consolation chocolate pie? Maybe just like a small slice.
Oh
People
man,
were definitely planning out trips to LA.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The texts were flying.
They probably
like,
had the tickets
looking at
bought
flights,
a
yeah.
year ago. Yeah.
Yes. No, at all. And then the Bengals, again, the Bengals deserve to win this game. I'm just talking from like a Chiefs fan perspective of how awful is this loss. I think it's got to be really, really, really high up there.
I think it's also fair to ask, does this happen if the Chiefs don't ban X Factor from the stadium?
It's a good
in
question.
the middle of the year.
It's a good question.
I don't know. Where's he been? Is he sneaking in?
It's a good question. Yeah, he's undercover as a real
Is
person.
he going in?
Shout out X Factor. He's 4 months sober.
Oh, nice.
Oh, which 4 months are those?
Not sure.
Yeah. Good. We're fans of
I
X
checked up on
Factor's
him.
work towards sobriety because I think that's probably a good thing for him. I
got a question for you about Zach Taylor, because I think now officially America is going to learn what Zach Taylor looks like.
Correct.
Even though he's been an NFL head coach for what? This is his 3rd year.
He does not get as much camera time as
doesn't.
the other coaches.
That's a
at
problem.
all.
Well, I think that the cameraman can't find him on the
Yeah.
sidelines. If he walked into this office right now and sat down in the lobby, not wearing any Bengals gear, would you recognize him?
I think I would. At this point, yes.
I think
a month ago, no.
I think I'd be like, wow, Patrick Reed lost a lot of weight. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's now will have his shine. He absolutely will. The quarterbacks to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs now: Tom Brady, Joe Burrow. That's the list.
Pretty good list.
Pretty good list. I mean, Joe Burrow, and then afterwards, Joe Burrow, when they asked him about his chains, if there was real jewelry, real diamonds, and he's like, I make too much money for these not to be real. He's just, everything about him is cool. Everything about him is like, it's got to be such an incredible feeling if you're a Bengals fan to even when you're down. And I know you probably were freaking out because no one in their right mind was like 21-3, this is going well. But Joe Burrow
Florio.
what was he saying?
Oh yeah, Florio cursed him big time.
What did he say? I did listen, Bengals fans, we're in a peace treaty now. I did give out the thanks for coming out Bengals, which was everything turned on the Chiefs from that point on. So real Bengals fans know that I helped them out in this game to my own detriment with the tease of the year.
Some are saying the Cincinnati chili birthday cake had something to do with it as well.
Also, a lot of
stuff. We pulled our weight on part of my take for the city of Cincinnati.
I did.
I'm very, very, very happy for all the Bengals fans out there. You haven't had anything to cheer about.
It's crazy.
Ever. Congratulations. If you're my age or younger, you've never seen the Bengals be good. The peak of your Bengals fandom was Andy Dalton.
Yeah, on a Saturday afternoon.
That's about it.
Florio said, game's not over, obviously, but it would be almost impossible for anyone to beat Mahomes and the Chiefs today from any era.
Oh, he crowned him.
From any era.
He said the GOAT team.
Damn.
A team of
Turns
goats.
out the 85 Bears defense showed up in the second half. I can't get over that defensive performance, though, because, I don't think it's, their offense was bad, but it was a large part because the Bengals defense, what they changed up and how they changed it up, they were incredible against the Chiefs. And when the Chiefs offense starts to look broken, it gets ugly fast. We're like, ooh, this is not looking good. And
Yeah, it looks like a toddler riding a speed bike.
Yeah.
Because you think that things should be able to happen and happen quickly, and when it doesn't, you're just like puzzled.
Yeah, where's the touchdown play? Why aren't they doing the touchdown play?
Yeah, this is off. Wait, Patrick
Makes no
Mahomes
sense.
missed a throw. Do you think that there's a small part of Mike Brown, the owner of the Bengals, that's a little bit pissed off that he has to pay for all this travel to the Super Bowl?
Definitely. The guy who's still, for people who don't know, the Bengals, and Bengals fans will be nodding along for this part. Cheapest owner in the NFL. The Bengals practice facility, when we went to Cincinnati to interview Andy Dalton, their practice facility they don't have an indoor practice facility. Maybe that's changed. I don't think it has.
I don't think so.
You have to walk across a street to go to their practice facility from their locker room. It's a hilarious sight because it's literally their team is walking across, like it's almost like
high school.
Yeah, it's recess in elementary school where everyone's like holding onto a rope and they're walking across the street, and that's where they practice. And if there's lightning, they don't practice. It's crazy.
He absolutely is considering selling the team just in this week. Like sell high. This is the time to sell. You don't have to buy all those blocks of hotel rooms for the Super Bowl for staffers, and you know how you always hear about certain owners being like, well, guess what they did? They're paying for every staffer, the guy that washes the cars, the guy that sits behind the receptionist desk. We're paying for everybody plus one to go to the Super Bowl. Brown is like, hey, if you're not on the team, like I know a good bar that you can go to.
Yeah, we'll you know what? We'll get a jumbotron. Out at the park.
Yeah, we'll set up a big screen out in a field.
Yeah.
Bring your own folding chairs though.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe like hot dogs.
$7
Boiled
for
hot
beer.
dogs. $7 for beers. We'll give away free hot dogs. What are you gonna say, Jake?
Luckily, American Airlines is creating Flight Number 9 in honor of Joe Burrow to take fans nonstop from Cincinnati to L.A.
Wow.
For the Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah, and
that's good sports business reporting there, Jake. Thank you.
that is huge. And it's crazy. The Bengals, we said it on Friday's show, when they get to the championship game, they win it. They're 3-0 in championship games. Bengals fans have to feel a little bit of a relief that the Niners lost, because that would have been a little eerie. That you have 3 times in your franchise history that you get to the AFC championship game, win it to go to the Super Bowl, and all 3 times you face the Niners over like many, many years. That would be crazy. Mm-hmm. But they aren't. They're going against the Rams. I mean,
terrible uniform matchup game. If it was the Bengals against the Niners, that would be an 11 out of 10.
Yep.
But Bengals against the Rams,
the Rams wear white, it could be good.
Yeah, the Rams. Yeah,
and
I don't
the Bengals
like
wear orange or black.
Yeah. Black versus. Yeah, the Bengals going black and the Rams going white would be good. Although the Rams going gray would be terrible.
Yeah,
those are the.
They're
worst.
going to go gray. They're going to do that weird color
in honor of Dak Prescott. He finally made the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I have some Cincinnati facts.
Okay,
people sent me a lot of Cincinnati facts. We've been trying to keep up with the city of Cincinnati on this podcast in the playoffs, and they have the most like average facts that I've ever heard. This is what I love about Cincinnati. Some
Bengals fan offered me the pig. Was it pig? A wolf. The Stalin wolf.
Oh yeah.
No,
not Stalin. It was gifted to them by Benito Mussolini, and I've learned that the wolf is allowing Romulus and Remus to suckle on its teeth, the 2 twins that founded Rome.
So some Bengal fan said that I get that because of the Thanks for Coming Out Bengals tweet. So I'm going to take that up. I'm sure he has the power to give it to me.
Are they allowed to?
I think they are. So
I'll pick it up on the way.
I want it.
So here's some Cincinnati facts. 1, the Magic 8 Ball was invented in Cincinnati.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a fun fact. Cincinnati fact number 2, that's where they invented sliced bread. That one might be fake. Somebody might be pulling my chain.
Yeah.
Cincinnati fact number 3, Cincinnati is home to the world's only ventriloquist museum.
Oh, that's cool.
That's creepy.
That's
cool.
Creepy.
I guess it's cool
it's
too.
Cool.
In a cool
I think
way.
that's cool.
So that concludes.
There's only one.
Yeah, it's the only one. That concludes Cincinnati facts.
Bengals fans, this is 2 weeks of basically your winter got eliminated because you now have no winter. You just have Bengals like buy all the shirts, buy all the gear.
Ooh, Charles Manson was born there too. That's fun.
Okay, that is fun. Go out to L.A. Charles Manson loved L.A.
He did. This
he
flew out there on Flight 9.
Yeah, this is it. This is just enjoy every second of this. This is fucking insane. And Chris Collinsworth is calling the Super Bowl, so maybe he'll be like a homer for you guys.
Good storylines, yeah.
Yeah, this will, and we also
they'll probably have the crowd. They'll have the crowd advantage.
Oh, they better,
Yes, that absolutely is true. I think anyone would have had it over LA. I mean, there were so many Niner fans.
What if it was the Dolphins and the Rams. I'd say it'd probably be equal. Just people wearing neutral colored shirts.
No, there'd be Miami. Miami got money. There are people out there. They would get out there. Tuanon would be out there buying up all the seats. One last thing I had for this game, and the Bengals again. Like, I still am in a little bit of shock that they were able to do that in the second half. Incredible, and it's good. I'm gonna root my dick off for the Bengals against the Rams. The Niners would have been a difficult one because I love Kittle, but who's not rooting for the Bengals in this Super Bowl?
We are officially
the
Bengals
world
podcast
is rooting for the
next
Bengals
2
in
weeks.
this Super Bowl.
You think Lions fans are?
Lions fans, the city of Detroit and like whatever part of LA has Rams fans, they're rooting for the Rams.
Also, Cleveland Browns fans had the worst day of non-participating teams.
That's true, yeah.
They were
Odell
catching
Beckham.
ricochets left and
Yep.
right.
Odell.
Wait,
The Bengals.
Joey B.
who's LeBron rooting for? We need to figure that out.
Oh.
He storied Joe Burrow's picture of him in the LeBron jersey.
But
He's probably a young. He reminds him of a young LeBron.
But he's the biggest Odell Beckham fan there is.
Yeah.
He's
It's
a
gonna
baby.
be tough
I think
when he
Odell
lives
Beckham
in
is
LA, but
actually a
he's
Maybe
baby
from
he'll have
Ohio.
a split. He'll have a split jersey.
It's hard when you have a lot of friends in both sides of the Super Bowl.
That's true.
It
We were
is.
dealing
It's
with
tough.
that when Kittle was
Us
looked
and
like the
LeBron,
Niners.
we're
Yeah.
not so
And-
dissimilar after all.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yeah, and Jared. So wait, the last thing I had to say about this game, and I'm not looking for anyone to pat us on the back. I'm not looking for anyone to be like, oh, pardon my take, you guys are always right, because we're not always right. We're wrong a lot of times. We've never been more right about anything in the history of this podcast than we are about Tony Romo.
Yeah.
America
Thank
has
you.
finally come around
Yes.
to what we were getting made fun of 4 or 5 years ago. Like
He was singing. He was singing on a fourth down. He was like Frank the Tank.
Dude, he had the Chiefs in the end zone. They're like, oh, the Chiefs are going to score here. Like they I wish we could have bought stock in that Romo's overrated. And again, he's not like the worst. It's not like it's the worst thing to listen to. I just think he's wildly overrated, and I think Aikman and Collinsworth are better than him. And we have never been more right than we are about this.
I think what you were saying about Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, where it's like they, make him the king of the organization. Like
Yes.
they gave Tony Romo so much money. We're like, you're so good. So he thinks everyone wants to hear what he has to say every single time,
And it's
no
like
matter what. And it just gives some analysis, but he goes on these long
yeah.
rants and predictions of things that just don't happen.
And like sometimes we just want to hear the crowd and Jim Nance's voice. Like that's it. Sometimes that's really fun to just hear the crowd.
You know what I really like when the camera starts to zoom in from a very wide angle onto a play as the ball is about to be snapped, and then all you hear is just Jim Nance going, "Here we go."
Yeah. But then Tony Romo goes, "Oh, here we go, Jim."
Yeah.
Ah.
He called at one point. I think the exact quote was, "Joe Burrow's brain is soft and quiet."
Okay.
It's like, what?
Yeah. I
What are we talking about, Tony?
don't need credit, but just I think people will listen to this. And you know what? I'm not even asking for people who hated on us for this take to come forward. Just silently nod to yourself and be like, you know what? Those guys, they might have been right when they said this 4 years ago. When everyone, we got roasted for that. Remember?
Well,
we got accused of hating something that people liked only to hate it. It's like no. We're calling it like we see it. The guy is too much on a broadcast.
He doesn't let it breathe.
He never lets it
You
breathe.
got to let it breathe a little bit, Tony.
And if he wants to come on this podcast, I probably won't say it to his face.
I'll say it to his face.
Actually, I'd say it to his face. I would just try to get him to go, I don't know.
He did make a good joke about snapping the ball on third down when you're trying for a field goal at the end of a game.
Yeah,
That way you can spike it if
Yes.
it's a bad snap or a bad hold. That was funny.
because he knows about it.
He
from
knows
his,
about it from
the game in
the
the
Seahawks
Seattle.
Cowboys
That was a
game.
wet ball.
That was a very wet ball.
Slick ball.
He was also slow running to the end. He got caught from behind.
Yeah, he was. We have one last hurdle to jump in our vindication of the Tony Romo take, and you guys know what it is. Jake, would you like to say anything about Tony Romo? Do you have any words? Do you like him? You say anything negative?
I'm more of a play-by-play guy myself,
Okay,
so
all right, okay.
I don't
Could
think
you
I'm
envision-
credible.
If Jake ever says anything bad about Tony Romo, then we absolutely are right.
Could you envision yourself working with somebody that spoke as much as Tony Romo?
As a play-by-play broadcaster,
Good
you're
question.
supposed to tee things up for your analysts and let them take over.
Okay.
You're not
Now-
supposed to take the spotlight.
What about sometimes when it's going to commercial and then Tony says, "Let's kick it to commercial, Jim."
Yeah.
and he tells Jim how to do his job.
Stay in his lane.
Stay in your lane. All right, here we go. Stay in your lane. That's Jake's take.
That is as mean as Jake will ever be.
Yeah, know your role.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, bitch.
Do your part.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get to Rams-Niners, though, do we have anything else about the Bengals? The Bengals, if they could figure out a way to get a little bit better offensive line before the Super Bowl, that would be great. That would make me feel a lot more confident in me rooting for the Bengals. I'm going to bet on them.
Here's a dumb thought that I had when I was watching this game. Could having a bad offensive line sometimes be a little bit of an advantage, where you just know, if you're Joe Burrow on those plays like that 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. That
get the ball out quick.
Those guys are going to be either get the ball out quick, or those guys are going to be in the backfield so quickly that you can almost run a design draw without even calling a draw.
Right.
Because they're going to be there already.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's knowing your person. I think he probably would prefer a better offensive line. But he wouldn't say anything bad about his offensive line.
Then he wouldn't have Jamar Chase.
I actually have a buddy who's a friend of a friend who told me that his friend was a Bengals fan, diehard Bengals fan, and disavowed the Bengals because they didn't draft Penei Sewell.
That's tough.
Brutal.
That's
brutal. Brutal year to have.
That guy should get a second chance. That's an all-time fuck up. The 1 year that you can't do it.
Because we were joking the game against the Titans. It's like, oh well, Jamar Chase was the easy choice. He made every big play for them. This game in the first half, you're like, it'd be nice if they had a really good offensive line.
Oh, I think that interception that BJ Hill had, I'm pretty sure he just had a baby because he did the baby rocking celebration.
Nice.
I wish that there was a way that I could have known about that and bet on it before. We'll monitor the baby situation going into the Super Bowl because that'll be a big one.
Oh, I did have one last thing, Hank. Do you have anything you want to say about the dynasty of one Super Bowl? This got to be you got to be very happy about this.
Extremely happy. I mean, and Andy Reid. So I pointed out, I was like, going to 4 AFC championships and only getting 1 ring is tough look. Someone pointed out that Mahomes now has as many home losses in AFC championships more than Tom Brady ever had. He's only 25, so that's bad. Andy Reid also with the Eagles went to 4 straight NFC championships and didn't get any Super Bowls. So that's horrifying.
This guy, Andy Reid definitely he won the one, and we all love him. But there's been moments in big games where you're like, what's going on here?
And kind of what PFT was saying earlier, where it's like time. I feel like it definitely hits a point where when you start to lose a lot, or you don't win what you're expected to win, they're like what you were saying. They're not gonna be the same dominant Chiefs for over and over and over and over and over again.
They have to change.
They're missing their window. Their window is missed.
The Patriots had to basically,
they had 2 windows.
They had 2 windows, but
French
you don't
doors.
know. Once the quarterback gets paid, things change and they change fast. And I think I would still bet on Patrick Mahomes being there late in January.
Do we know how much money Brittany Mahomes makes? Does she make more than Patrick? Because then they can kind of play the same Patriots thing.
We're not going to get into family, but she does remind me of the why does this keep happening to the Eric Andre? How could you do this? It's like you're posting the things. You could just not post.
Hank, I want to crack open your Patriots brain a little bit.
Please.
I love the way that it works. It's so fun to see. Who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl? Just forget that forget that we know anybody that's playing in this game. Would you root for the Rams? Because if the Rams won, that would somehow make the Patriots Super Bowl over the Rams look more impressive?
No, I'm still rooting for the Bengals.
You still root for them? There's
no rivalry with the Bengals, and they're just a fun. It's the fan base. It's one of those things where it's like the Bills are similar, but obviously they're division rivals, so it's kind of a little bit different. But I love a good sports story, and the Bengals fan Cincinnati, it'd be awesome.
So it would be a great.
There's no connection between either of these teams winning a Super Bowl and you feeling better about being a Patriots fan.
No, but that's why I was actively rooting against the Chiefs, because again, that just makes the Patriots run look so much better.
Right. You once a team gets one, then they get a little bit on your radar where you're like, you don't want them to start double dipping.
They get they get one. They are great in the regular season, and they act like they're the greatest team of all time, popping champagne after divisional rounds. I think some fans might have left after the coin toss.
Yeah, no, they did. They did say that they won the game.
Get a beat on traffic. They're like, we got this. See you in L.A.
Yeah,
yeah. I there probably are.
Bill, you one last thing.
I want the Bengals to win the whole thing. You know why?
Why?
Jets beat the Bengals.
Yeah, so did the Bears.
Exactly.
So did the Bears.
Love it.
I still can't. I can't explain the three interceptions Burrow had in 3 consecutive plays against the Bears.
I love it though. I love that he kept throwing it.
Yeah, it's that will definitely be. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Billy. We want the Bengals because in the championship DVD they'll have to acknowledge it, like, oh, we had hardship.
The Chiefs Twitter, Jake just showed me the Chiefs Twitter account, all caps. We won the coin toss with like a million exclamation
and then
points.
right after it was final.
Do you think that the start of the championship DVD is actually going to be Joe Burrow hurting his knee?
I think it'll probably be that kid crawling into the cave at the Cincinnati Zoo.
Or the guy getting, that, or the guy saying that he's never going to get down from his basement or his attic.
Roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the guy who painted we got to re-up that guy who painted his fucking house after he got a divorce. What a legend. If we can find that guy, he should come on the podcast. That'd be hilarious.
We just
some people
found
they
out,
should go there when they go to Cincinnati.
So there are
I think
two
he changed
different
his
guys.
house, yeah.
So the first guy is the guy that lived on top of his house until the Bengals won a game, and he was up there for like months.
I think it was a bar.
Yeah, and so the bar burned down.
Yeah.
And
then the second guy was a guy who
just
he got
the most divorced guy ever.
And he was like, first thing I'm doing since I got divorced is I'm painting my house Bengal stripes, which definitely probably got some
Grade A poontang.
Yeah. The box. Primo box.
Primo box.
In the words of our good friend Kevin Love. Primo box was getting delivered every day to his door.
I just really hope that if Joe Burrow wins a Super Bowl, I hope that he goes full deli and rocks the Hawaiian pullover.
He'll be drunk for weeks.
Double Coronas in his hand.
That was sick, seeing the picture of Burrow and Jamar Chase's dad smoking cigars in the parking lot.
Wild.
Wild. Like both those guys, and then both the players, both smoking cigars.
Speaking of deli, we'll get to the Kittle thing, but PFT got his idol, wished him happy birthday. That was funny that he wished you happy birthday on Australian time. So it was like
yeah, he
it's,
did?
it's January 31st
it was like
right
6
now.
o'clock today.
There's no better way to start off like an ultimately inconsequential birthday than having Matthew Dellavedova give me a shout out. Thank you, Deli.
All right,
Good eye.
let's get to NFC Championship game. PFT, quick word from one of our sponsors.
Yes, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Norton. You remember the saying, if you love something, set it free? If it doesn't come back, it was never yours to begin with? Well, when it comes to your identity, the folks at LifeLock are calling BS. All those nights working overtime, saving up all that money, paying off all that debt, and now some identity thief wants to try and set it free? Well, the truth is it can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. That's why LifeLock by Norton helps monitor your info and alerts you to potential identity threats. If you do become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to be there to help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, it's easy to help protect yourself. Save up to 25% off your first year by going to lifelock.com/PMT. That's lifelock.com/PMT. Get 25% off.
Okay, NFC Championship game. Rams beat the Niners 20-17. Let's start with the Rams. Matthew Stafford, incredible. The fact that he's going to a Super Bowl, I'm happy for him. I am actually very happy for Matthew Stafford. They look like they were going to lose this game. They're down 10 going into the fourth quarter. Matthew Stafford also almost throws a pick that would have changed the game, but he was good when he needed to be good. Cooper Kupp is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. I mean, I know that there's guys that you can throw in there, but his ability to make like every catch, every single way, and like all the big catches, he was incredible. Odell was very, very good too.
The thing about Cooper Kupp is when everybody knows that he's going to get the ball, he still gets the ball.
He still gets the ball. He was so good. And then the Rams like defense, they made Aaron Donald and their defensive line. They didn't sack Jimmy G. They were playing well. It was clear they were just going to load the box and like try to get Jimmy G to win the game. And then they get it at the end of the game where the Rams just like the last 2 possessions they had were just so abysmal. And the Rams went all in. They went all in, which they've done like many times. But this was the true all in with the Stafford trade, Odell, everyone, and it paid off because you're going to a Super Bowl. You're 60 minutes away from a flag fly forever moment. So like you can't say that this was the wrong strategy. I love when teams go all in. I really do. I love when teams are like, fuck this. Winning a championship means everything. It doesn't, like if we're giving up draft picks, if we're doing, Von Miller, all these things, and they did it, and it's paid off because now they're 4 quarters away from a Super Bowl victory.
So we learned a couple things today. One, Jimmy G, I don't think he's a dog. I think we can conclusively say that Jimmy G, not a dog. He had a chance at the end of the game on those last 2 drives when Kyle Shanahan was like, we're going to see what this offense can do when it's not entirely predicated around either running the ball or getting the ball in Deebo Samuel's hands as much as possible. And they had 2 just terrible, terrible drives at the end. Even that, let me back up a little bit because I think that the game was lost by the Niners when they punted from midfield.
Yeah, so
at 4th and 2.
So they punted 4th and 2 at the 45. Kyle Shanahan did. Now, if Tart catches a ball that was literally a punt by Stafford, we don't remember the 4th and 2 because Kyle Shanahan afterwards said it felt like the flow of the game. We were doing well and we were going to pin them deep. That was the play that happened like 2 plays later. So that if that happens, if he picks that ball off, we don't think about the 4th and 2. But I agree with you. That 4th and 2 punt is like when you run the ball like the Niners run the ball. And also it was 4th and 2, but remember it was 2nd and 1, and they ran 2 plays like basically right up the middle where the Rams are doing everything to stop the run. They didn't do anything outside, and then they punt 4th and 2. It's crazy.
Okay, so I agree with the game flow that Kyle Shanahan said where it didn't feel like it was the right time to go for it on 4th and 2, but Sean McVay also challenged that call, which everybody in the stadium knew he was not going to win this challenge.
Correct.
He had a couple of those today where he was doing the old Vic Fangio of.
He was so mad.
I just really hope that the result of that play isn't what I already saw, so I'm going to challenge it.
Yeah, they had no timeouts with like 9 minutes left.
Yeah,
Sean McVay.
malpractice.
You probably have someone else do the challenges in the Super Bowl. Dude.
I love nothing more than when people are like, "That's coaching malpractice."
Yeah,
it's malpractice, Sean McVay. But I agree that it wasn't the right time to go for it on 4th down. It didn't feel right until McVay did the dumb challenge
right.
and then lost the dumb challenge as you were already in punt formation. At that point, I say you just stick it to him.
Yeah.
You're like, this idiot gave me too much time to think about my 4th down play call, so I'm going to go for it and make him feel stupid as shit if we convert this 4th down. I think that was the right opportunity to emasculate him right there.
Yeah, no, and it's just, I don't know what, like your 4th and 2 on the 45, on the opponent's 45, you run the ball better than anyone in the NFL. And one, you didn't give the ball to Deebo Samuel at all in the 4th quarter, which is crazy. That is crazy to me. Deebo Samuel
I have a theory about that.
Is your fucking everything. He is your everything. Like it was, the Niners offense works because Deebo Samuel, like every time they ran the ball with anyone else, and I like Elijah Mitchell, but Deebo Samuel is just a difference maker every single time he touches the ball. And it just was like, what are you doing? So Kyle Shanahan now, and I like Kyle Shanahan, but there's enough evidence out there to say something is up with Kyle Shanahan late in games. So the last 4 times, and there's been a Super Bowl or championship game where a team has blown a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter, Kyle Shanahan's been part of 3 out of 4 of those. He had the Falcons were up 28-9 against the Patriots going into the 4th quarter. Now he was the offensive coordinator, so you can't
It's
not all him. Niners were up 20-10 in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs going into the 4th quarter, and the Niners were up 17-7 against the Rams today going in the 4th quarter. So 4 times it's happened. The last 4 times, 3 of them have been Kyle Shanahan. Something happens. And I even think like with the last drive, you have a minute and a half. Did they have 1 timeout or no timeouts? I think they had 1 timeout.
I think they had a timeout.
Why not run the ball on 1st down when finally the Rams are probably in a light box because they think you're going to throw? Like, you have a minute and a half. You need a field goal to go to overtime. You need a touchdown to win. Like, it made no sense. They panicked. Like, let's try to get it all in one play. That's not what Jimmy G does. Run the ball a couple times, and I know you have to get fast and you have to do it quickly, but at least you get yourself going in the right direction because their last, 5 or 6 offensive snaps, they didn't get any yards. Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
I think it was even more than that, and I think they got a sack too.
Yeah.
So it was like they got negative yards, or at least they completed.
No, it was a pass. Yeah,
that was behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So they got negative yards. I think it's not unrealistic to think that Kyle Shanahan was letting Jimmy G decide his own future in the 4th quarter.
I don't know about that.
Where it's like, we're going to see what he can do, and we'll see if he's the guy or not. And if he's able to go out there and win the game and prove, because listen, I like Jimmy G. I think he's like a perfectly fine average quarterback, but they're paying him. I think his contract was like $125 million, and he's due another $27 million or something like that next year. But they got a big decision to make on the Niners this offseason, which is you can cut Jimmy G or trade him and save almost all that money.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Give him a chance to prove if he's going to be the guy for the long term. And there were a lot of factors that went into the last couple drives.
Wait, so you're saying they didn't give it to Deebo Samuel for that reason?
No, I'm just saying they probably trusted him to go out and make a bunch of throws instead of using more of the running game. I think
he's got an issue with fourth quarter tight games. Like we've seen it. Something happens. He calls the game one way, and then they get to the fourth quarter, and it's like, hey, what happens here? And it's happened multiple times to him. That didn't have to do with Jimmy G.
Not going to Deebo at all is very, very puzzling to me.
I think they just something doesn't click for Kyle Shanahan late in the game.
I agree. I think that the Niners should fire him and that the Washington football team should sign him to be their head coach immediately as punishment.
It's just bad. So 6 plays, 36 yards and a punt, 3 plays, -5 yards and a punt, and then the last drive was 3 plays and an interception. So
which I don't the interception at the end. He had to do something with the ball.
But it was the Niners had this game, and the Tart drop will just haunt them because that was as easy of interception as you could ever get.
I'm not a math guy, but they had no timeouts when that happened. Like, could they have not even given the Rams the ball back?
Yeah, they could have just run the ball if they got first downs. Mm-hmm. Yes, they absolutely could.
And the Rams didn't have any timeouts because they lost 2 challenges. And then McVay called a timeout on first down to prevent a delay of game. I say just eat the 5 yards. It's 5 yards, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, 5 yards. I keep 5 yards underneath. I can find 5 yards like in the cushions of my couch. 5 yards doesn't matter. That timeout is going to be worth way more.
Yes.
I'd be interested to see somebody do like some sort of conversion to timeouts to yards. How many yards on average?
Because I'm sure someone's figured that out.
Someone's figured it out.
Someone absolutely has.
So hit me up if you've gone to the links to figure out some equation of timeouts per yard.
It was but yeah, they probably couldn't have. It was like 9:55 left or so when 10 minutes left when Matt Stafford almost threw that pick, and it was. I mean, he closed his hands before the ball even got to him. It was crazy. It was nuts at the end of the game. Like McVay and Kyle Shanahan both were just trying to lose the game. Like between McVay's crazy challenges and Kyle Shanahan doing God knows what, it was like, who the hell is going to win this game? You have no idea. And like the Rams kept on trying to run it on first down and they wouldn't get anything. And man, that was a tough loss for the Niners.
Matt Stafford's hands looked pretty cool when they were all bloody.
Yeah, he's a warrior.
He bloodied up his right hand.
Fucking guy.
I think his left elbow was all cut up. Probably going to get stitches on there. I'm very happy for him. I'm happy for Matt Stafford. I'm happy for his family. I'm happy for any Lions fan that has stuck through Matt Stafford for thick and thin. Happy for a lot of guys in the Rams. Do we still get a suite at the Super Bowl? Does McVay owe us a suite?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Because he never paid us that suite last time.
That's true.
He said, and I quote, "I'll get you guys a suite with a dessert cart and open bar if I make a Super Bowl."
Yeah.
That's a direct quote. He remembers it because he remembers everything.
He does. The man forgets nothing. I'm looking at it again. It's baffling what. Like the fact they didn't try to get Deebo Samuel the ball even in a screen because the Rams,
Jimmy.
Yeah, the Rams did run the ball. I mean, they did stop the run pretty well. Like the Niners rushed 20 rushes. 20 rushes for 50 yards. So it was very clear they were just basically gonna sell out on the run. But yeah, that was that Kyle Shanahan's got something's up in his head when it gets to fourth quarter and he's got a lead. You almost rather him not have a lead because he just blows it.
Do you think that there's like a specialty position on an offensive play calling staff for a guy that just takes the fourth quarter?
Kyle Shanahan needs that. He needs that.
He needs a clutch
or
guy.
He needs someone to come and just be like, hey, it's new rule. We're actually going to play the first quarter again.
Yeah.
It's going to go first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, first quarter.
In the back of my head, I'm always like, can I really trust a guy's judgment who has Chris Sims' initials tattooed on his leg?
No.
Probably not.
The answer is no. And The Rams, I mean, they just like they're a really good football team. They're a really good football team. Their defense is like did enough. Cooper Kupp, I can't get over how good he fucking is. It's crazy. And they also had Odell and Cooper Kupp had over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like they moved the ball pretty well. They just didn't get touchdowns when they needed to at certain points in the game. But they're a really, really good football team. I don't know how the Bengals are going to block them because I felt like Aaron Donald was neutralized a little bit today. But even then, like he had that play at the end of the game that basically was the interception.
And you still have Von Miller. You still have a lot of other good guys. If we were to try to do our sabermetrics thing that we did last week with the guy off, I think it's a bloodbath in favor of the Rams. You want to try?
Yeah, I'll do Bengals.
Okay.
All right. Joe Burrow,
Matt Stafford,
Jamar Chase,
Cooper Kupp,
Hendrickson,
Odell Beckham,
Eli Apple,
Jalen Ramsey,
Joe Mixon,
Aaron Donald,
T. Higgins.
Von Miller.
I don't know, I'm out of guys. There's some defensive guys on the Bengals have.
Sam Hubbard.
Reader was good.
Was he?
Sam Hubbard
he's been
really good.
Sam
Hubbard was really
Sam
good.
Hubbard
Yes.
also, he's a fullback. Eric Weddle.
Did you even say Von Miller yet?
He's a dude. No, I'm saving him.
Yeah, it's bad. Oh, Evan McPherson's definitely a guy.
Matt Gay.
Not a guy.
Mr. K.
They
Matt
got the
Gay?
kicker. They
That's
got the
very
kicker.
close-minded of you.
They got the kicker. I kissed Stu Feiner. Love is love.
I mean,
You guys
who
are
has?
about to kiss shortly. It's almost midnight.
Yeah, happy birthday to Stu Feiner.
yeah, we're about
also.
to kiss. Yeah. Happy birthday, Stu Feiner.
You want to talk about your pregame conversation with Greg and how that all unfolded?
Yeah, so, well, it actually started, I think Greg got duped by Memes because he sent me, so Memes tweeted an Adam Schefter tweet during the Brady hysteria.
Adam Schefter.
That was his Castellanos. He's been...
100K favorites.
He's just been sitting there waiting it out, and he did it.
100K.
So, George, DM'd it to me, and I laughed. I was like, let's have a fucking day. And he hit me back. He's like, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to dab in the end zone for your birthday. And then he scored, and then he dabbed, and it was incredible. And then they didn't score after that. But I love him forever for it. Not that I didn't love him before that, but I felt like the little sick kid that Babe Ruth hit 2 home runs for.
You should have asked him for 2 dabs.
Yeah, it was a good dab.
It was a great dab. It was an aggressive dab.
I wish he was in the Super Bowl.
It was actually just a sick catch too.
Yeah, it was sick
Skied up
catch.
there.
We knew we could see
That's
it
where
too.
Jimmy
We're like,
G is.
oh, Kittle's open.
That's one of the throws that Jimmy G is elite at.
Yeah.
Jimmy G can make some. He can make some plays. I don't know. I think this actually makes me think how bad does Trey Lance look in practice?
Yeah.
That they haven't even tried to bring him in on certain packages.
And Jimmy G wasn't playing that bad all game.
He wasn't. The problem was Jimmy G threw a couple touchdowns. They only win playoff games when Jimmy G doesn't throw touchdowns.
He threw that Kittle touchdown. The fact that he dabbed for my birthday in the NFC Championship game, I'll always have that. Best birthday gift I got by far. And that's
What about the
including my
cake?
son scribbling on a card. Nonsense. So thank you. And I mean I love George Kittle. I hope he wins the Super Bowl. I fucking love him. He's like A1 AWL. Wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
He's got to be like all the way up
The
there.
first time we met him, it was like he interviewed, who was it, Joe?
Glinchey
Oh,
and Joe Staley, yeah.
and they're like, oh, this guy, can you come take a picture with
He's a
one of
rookie
these
on the
guys
team.
on our team?
Yeah.
That
Unreal.
that
That
was
was
almost
him.
like our Babe Ruth sick kid moment.
Yeah.
Like, can you come say hi to this young kid that really likes you?
And then he's paying it back to me with birthday dabs. I mean, what's better than a birthday dab? It was great, too. There was like some other people being like, did George Kittle just dab? It's like he did it for a young 37-year-old boy.
Well, Kittle's
who's smiling.
Kittle's jersey was up in our radio studio too, and nobody knew who Kittle was at that point.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we just have a random Niners jersey up
I
there."
just wish you had one because but I'll have it forever. I'll have the dab forever. I'll be
can't
like,
take it
yeah,
back.
you know that guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer? He dabbed for me after a touchdown in the NFC Championship.
I hope he doesn't get fined for that.
The dab?
Yeah,
No, it's actually showing how to cover your nose when you sneeze.
he saved lives.
Yes,
you
he
saved
did.
lives.
He did.
I did not realize going into this game that Sean McVay's dad was named Timothy.
Ooh,
That was they didn't
different
put
spelling.
they didn't put that on the screen
Yeah,
for a good reason. I think.
yeah, they definitely didn't.
That-
That would have been
that would have been a bad-
screenshotted. What are you
bad
gonna say,
screen cap.
Bubba?
Another random PMT connection. I once went on vacation with Sam Hubbard.
Really?
When I was like very young. Yeah, my best friend Tim, I like went with his family, and I guess they're like family friends. I have the house next to them. So I met the kid when I was like 8 years old, but like didn't know
we gotta
until
we gotta try to find him Super Bowl week.
Yeah, we should.
Just like, you remember him?
I'll try to get him on. Yeah. I like only knew when he like went to Ohio State. I was like, oh shit,
That's really funny.
Yeah.
He's an AWL
But, like
too.
a very long time ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam Hubbard.
Yeah, shout out Sam.
Yeah. Tell us about that vacation.
Also, Rob Lowe, no longer neutral.
Whoa.
He was rooting for the Rams. today.
Rams?
Yeah. Sad.
I do feel bad. There's like a few Rams fans that are like, why don't you guys give us credit? You guys are a fucking really good team. Just America's going to root for the Bengals. Sorry.
Just know the fact that
you're getting
you live in LA.
You're getting out cheered at your home.
Yeah,
state.
you live in LA. Your life is pretty sick.
you have like an infinity number of free agents that you sign every year. You're very talented. Probably the most talented team in the NFL on paper.
Yeah.
I think they win a guy off against any other team, actually.
Yeah.
Very
No.
good team. But guess what? When you're a very good team with elite talent, we're probably going to root against you when you're going up against the scrappy guys from the Midwest, featuring a quarterback that we love and adore.
Yes. I mean, this is what I was explaining to the Chiefs fans before the weekend started. It's like, hey, guess what, Chiefs fans? Like, America's not rooting for you guys anymore. Like, this is what we do.
Also,
if you're a winner, you get most people rooting against you.
Also, you won't find a bigger St. Louis podcast than us right here.
Mm-hmm.
We're standing up for the city of St.
I don't
Louis.
know about that.
Yeah.
No, we love St. Louis, all of us. Truly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
standing
think
up for them.
Stafford has to win for it to affect his Hall of Fame?
No, he's a Hall of Famer. I actually the Stafford Hall of Fame take is aging beautifully for me because I just went back and looked. People were fucking roasting me for it, and I always said if he has insane, like he's amassed an insane amount of numbers because he's so durable and he threw so many yards and touchdowns. All he needed was a deep run. I think this is it. If he wins one, it's an absolute no doubter. But I think if he gets, he's gotten to this Super Bowl, he'll probably have, 4 or 5 more years. He's going to probably win a few more playoff games. If you look at it, his resume's up there.
I agree.
He will definitely, it will be it's a sign of obviously the times and the way the league works now with passing. But Matt Stafford has had a very, very good career that, like, when you look at it, you're like, whoa, he's got that. I'm going to look at it right now.
I actually think that anybody that plays for 11 years in Detroit should make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
As a general rule of thumb, if you're able to survive, kind of like Joe Thomas in Cleveland, if you play through that much shit for that long and you keep coming back and you keep playing at a pretty decent level,
Yep.
I feel like that cements you as a Hall of Fame right there.
Stafford has, let's see, yards. He's got 45,000 yards. And he's got 282 touchdowns. I mean, he's going to end up like, 60,000, probably more. And he's going to end up like north of 350 touchdowns. That's going to be up there. He's going to be like top 10 for both, which is crazy.
Ooh, we've got 2 first overall picks playing against each other in the Super Bowl.
Yes. Also, the SEC conference tweeted out two SEC quarterbacks.
I love it.
SEC.
I love it.
Just keep winning.
Matt Stafford,
Georgia,
Southern
LSU.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's it's something different. A different Super Bowl.
It's
always
great
fun.
for LSU people because they love OBJ too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
New colors in the Super Bowl.
Happy birthday, PFT.
There we go. Fish.
Thank you, Jake.
Oh,
Thank you,
wow.
Jake.
Happy
All right.
birthday, PFT. Now we kiss.
Big K, you want to kiss?
Yeah. Mwah, mwah. I want to look up top 10 passing. I think Matt Stafford might already be there. And I guess you'll just have to judge. Like, if he wins the Super Bowl, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Then
I
it's no doubt.
agree with you. I think that he is.
I got
think
laughed
he's
at.
a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, right now he's 12 overall passing. So, passing yards. Yeah, no, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And I'm going to dig up those tweets. Fine, because it's rare I get a win. Got to celebrate the wins. Speaking of Hall of Fame, let's do another ad, and then we will talk about Tom Brady.
I just got a text. The first text. Guess who sent me the first happy birthday text?
Mincy.
Nope.
Nate.
Stu.
Stephen Shea.
Oh, there we go.
And he says, "Happy 37th, buddy. The Bucks won the Super Bowl in 37, and hopefully this year is super for you."
Oh my God.
Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate
Dislike.
it. He had that one 100%. Like, can you draft a text to send at a certain time? I think he had that.
Anyone
one
could. It's him.
Definitely him.
He's probably asleep.
Before we get to the rest of part of my take, we've got a great new sponsor. You've heard us talk about these guys a lot. They came into the office. They bought us sandwiches. They explained exactly what they're all about. It's Alto. Alto is an interesting company because I was always told, ever since I started my first job, start saving for retirement now. It was all the older people at the job that were like, hey, we wish that we had started in our 20s, because if you start saving in your 20s, the interest accumulates, you get compound interest, and you end up making a lot more money in your savings account, in your retirement account, than you would have had you just started in your 30s and 40s. It's the best piece of advice somebody can give you. If you want to retire early, you have to start saving for retirement early and letting your money work for you. If it's just in the bank right now, it's not doing anything for you. So if you have any investments outside the stock market, most of us don't, but many professional investors do, there's an easy way to invest like the pros do using Alto. So with Alto, you can invest in things like crypto, real estate, artwork, startups, even wine. They told us that we could invest in, what is it, almond farms? I think that there was farmland that we could invest in. There's wineries you can invest in. There's art, real estate, crypto. Again, a lot of different ways that you can start saving for your retirement right now, geared towards a younger generation of investors. And they let you trade these things and buy these things without a ton of tax headaches. This means that you can avoid tax on these assets altogether, or taxes may be deferred. So start diversifying your investments. Let's start the retirement conversation earlier using Alto. And again, the best time to start saving for your retirement is right now, especially if you're younger. You'll thank yourself later. Future you will look back and be like, hey, past me, I owe you one. Go to altoira.com/PMT. That's ALTOIRA.com/PMT. You can get started for just $10. That's altoira.com/PMT. ALTOIRA.com/PMT. We're going to have an investing competition here on Part of My Take. We're going to see which one of these younger guys can build the biggest portfolio and start saving right now.
Okay. Henry.
Yes.
Tom Brady. Retired, we think, but maybe not.
Not according to, hasn't come from his mouth yet, so I'm saying he's not retired yet.
So the news broke on Saturday like a bombshell. That's all anyone was talking about all day Saturday. It was Adam Schefter and Jeff Darlington. I choose to ignore the Jeff Darlington part if he's wrong, because I like Jeff. And I like Adam too, but I also like to stick it to Adam. Who doesn't? They announce it, they report it, then we get a report that Tom Brady's not retired, or at least he hasn't made a decision yet. He called the Bucs, said, I have not made a decision. Bruce Arians I talked to him, he's not made a decision. Then Schefter goes on halftime of Kentucky-Kansas, basically says, I'm sticking with it. He's retired. He's going to retire. This is the story. I don't know what I'm hoping that Tom Brady comes back another year just to stick it to Schefter. That would be so incredible.
I just thought when I read that he jumped the gun a little bit. I think that Schefter and Jeff Darlington have some sort of information, because I saw Seth Wickersham wrote that article for ESPN.com alluding to Tom Brady and his team putting the finishing touches on a retirement video that apparently wasn't done yet. But apparently they know that there is a video that's being produced, and it wasn't ready to drop. And so when Schefter reported it, Brady's pissed off because he's like, hey, my video's not done yet. We're not able to publish this.
Well, he's also on vacation with his family, and I'm sure when the news came out, he got a bajillion texts. It was probably chaos. I'm sure he was like, I'm going to go on vacation with my family and then, announce it when I get back.
Right. And I mean, Brady on his FaceTime with Edelman on Friday, he did say that he was going to try to punk Schefter. So we did know that part.
Yeah, I know. He literally said,
he's like, watch this, guys.
Wait until Saturday.
That's why we couldn't put it in there.
I've got something up my sleeve for Piss Boy.
Mm-hmm. But so what do we believe now? I mean, I do hope he comes back just to spite them.
I believe that Schefter might be on drugs to deal with his torn meniscus.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe he's feeling the heat on his neck because his daughter's a better reporter than he is.
That's also true. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
I've seen her interviews for the MVP. She's pretty good.
Are you thinking he's retired?
I do. I mean, that was my initial reaction too, and I feel like kind of what you said, that it probably came out because they had put forward the motion of let's get all our stuff together for the retirement, which is probably how it got leaked, because it wasn't the inside anymore.
Yep.
So I do feel like he is retiring. it isn't. It's obviously emotional, and you go back through the memories and stuff. But the fact that he is not retiring from the Patriots doesn't make it as like bad, or it's not like you have to worry about the Patriots how they're going to rebuild because they already kind of moved on from that. So you just kind of go through the memories, think about how young you were when he started, and now he's still in the league, still winning Super Bowls.
Do you think
greatest to ever do it?
You think he should sign a 1-day contract for the Patriots?
I heard that's what he's going to do.
Okay.
I would imagine he would do that. It's
the right thing to
insane
do.
if he does retire. Like, it would be so fitting that, because everyone expected him to just keep playing forever because he kept saying he was going to play forever. But the fact that he outlasted, like, the Max Kellermans of the world, and he threw for the most passing yards he has in his career, I think, this year. Like, he is arguably, he's probably second in MVP voting.
He never declined.
He literally outlasted the cliff, and people are going to be like, well, he could have played like
wait did he beat time?
He beat time
versus time. I think,
no, he did.
I think time took a rare L.
It's crazy to think about that a guy is retiring at 44 from quarterbacking the NFL, and you can reasonably make the argument that he left 2 or 3 years on the table. Like, that's actually something you can say that, like, oh, he probably could have played for 2 or 3 more years.
The only thing, like, if he had won a Super Bowl in his last year, that would have been the ultimate, like, fuck you to time.
Yeah.
I'm going out on my own terms. I'm better than I've ever been. I think he's done. I think he's actually done. The Bucks cap situation is not good, especially looking at what they have to deal with next year, the different holes that they're going to have to fill. This would be a good time for him to walk away.
They do have the ability to go one more all in. Like, this could be their one last all in. Like, if you look at it, they have enough flexibility. They basically would be fucking themselves for the future. But they could do it one more time. Mm-hmm. And it seems like he's going to retire. It does kind of suck that Schefter ruined it for him.
I hope Tom Brady's people, if you're making the video right now, please put Tom Brady's head on top of Antonio Brown's body, flipping off the team and running away out of the end zone. That would be a great ending to this video.
And if you're a Bucs fan, you have to assume Gronk's gone too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that Gronk he literally just follows Tom.
Whatever, yeah. People were saying the Bills for Gronk, which would be fun for him.
That would be very fun.
We should after the Super Bowl, we're going to take a little bit of time off. We'll still have episodes, but we're going to have one canned. We should probably prepare for this in case he does retire in that off time, right? Because it feels like that's probably when it's going to be announced, right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I was looking at it too, and we could do all this later.
I think it might even be this week.
It might be. Isn't there like a bonus he's getting paid February 4th?
So there's no chance that they would have structured that in a way that he gets paid a massive check right after the season's over.
Right.
That to me says that he was telling the Bucs, like, I will have made my decision whether or not I'm coming back before this payday even occurs. Because otherwise, why would you, if you're signing like a 43-year-old quarterback, why would you say, hey, a week after the season's over, we can give you a $12 million bonus, and then expect that would be something that he would not just like retire right after getting?
Right. Let's see. I'm looking it up. The Tom Brady $15 million bonus payment due on February 4th means nothing.
Okay.
Oh, from our friend Mike Florio.
All right.
Yeah. He said that Brady signed a new contract, and this means, it means nothing. Florio always gets to the bottom of it.
He's such a legal beagle.
It means nothing. It is crazy to, like, all his numbers are just so insane. When I tweeted about the Big Ben, because Big Ben's going to get cucked, Steelers fans, this is like war for them, because there was a lot of Steelers fans like, Canton's our backyard. It will be Steelers for that ceremony.
A lot of fights probably going to go
down. When I tweeted that, I had so many replies, and I know Steelers fans. I do not, when they say shit like that, I'm like, you're probably right. They're like, it's an hour drive for us. That fucking city will be black and gold all week.
Yeah, I was at the induction ceremony for Jerome Bettis, and it was like just everybody that was inside that stadium had a terrible towel.
Right. So
that will be
the biggest draw for that one.
Yeah. It's so close. But I bet you that they'll take it as a personal challenge.
Yes.
Tom Brady, this will be like
Hank,
the last this will be the last time that the Steelers can face off against Tom Brady.
And this is the last time Hank can like possibly go to jail for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So
I'll be there.
Be big.
I'll be there with bells on.
Well, especially if it's Gronk and Tom Brady. That's going to be a big showdown. And Big Ben.
So the one thing I wanted to do real quick, because it is crazy to look at. So if you break up Tom Brady's career, he's got 3 Hall of Fame careers, which is so stupid to just say out loud. If you did just from 2001 to 2006, he's got 26,000 yards, 197 touchdowns, and 3 rings. If you do 2007 to 2014, he's got 26,000 yards, 195 touchdowns, and 1 ring. And then 2015 to now, he's got 31,000 yards, 232 touchdowns, and 3 rings. It's literally like he's got basically like 3 careers of like Steve Young or Troy Aikman or like name the name.
Mahomes.
It's Mahomes. It's crazy though. Like the numbers are just, who knows where the league is going, but like some of the, I don't think anyone's ever going to be a quarterback for 7 Super Bowls again.
He's the reason why like people get so mad, like, you're so cocky, New England people, but it's like he literally made an entire region think they were going to win every single weekend, and they did.
No, he made you into winners.
Yeah,
Like
he
just,
really did.
Just in life.
That is not. I think there's science behind that.
Yes. No, like
Quality of life.
quality of life was enormous for people in New England because of this one guy. And Belichick, obviously. But no, he did.
You think Belichick will maybe do the speech before?
Probably. Belichick loves that shit.
Yeah, that's true. He is a student of the game. Did you see the GOATs tweet that they had out there? That was, I don't know if it was ESPN. Oh, no, it was Pro Football Focus, where it was like Brady, Serena, MJ, LeBron, Messi, which I appreciate that.
Secretariat.
They did not have Secretariat.
Rafa.
They had Kobe, which is Kobe 2? Is Kobe 3, they're saying? Kobe's 3?
Of the all-time GOATs?
Yeah. Kobe's on there. Jerry Rice, I guess Randy Moss over Jerry Rice.
Randy Moss
rings.
was
rings.
Randy Moss was better. Jerry Rice
Better
was
resume,
was
yeah.
greater.
That's the craziest thing with the Tom Brady stuff too, is going back and watching all the highlights. It's like the years he was the best, they didn't win. Which
Right,
is
that's what I'm
insane.
saying. Like when you break down his career, it's like he had the
2007.
50 touchdowns and stuff like that.
There was a so when I tweeted I had Chiefs fans trying to like dunk on me because I was like, four in a row and not winning is bad, and they're like, you had a similar run in, I think it was 2006 to 2011, and it's like, yeah, well, that was after 3 Super Bowls and before 3 more, so it's
Right.
doesn't really sting that much.
Yeah, there's like all these facts are crazy. Tom Brady, after his 38th birthday, won more Super Bowls than Peyton Manning won in 18 years and had more passing TDs than Troy Aikman's entire career. It's fucking stupid.
Pretty good.
It's stupid.
There's also, like, I'm just going to assume that Tom Brady could come back at any point in the next, 5 years. It would not shock me.
Yeah.
If at his, induction ceremony in the Hall of Fame, Tom Brady announces that he's coming back to the NFL as he's getting inducted, just to fuck them over for one more year.
You think he'll do any type of broadcasting or like Peyton's Place type thing?
I don't think so. I
feel like he's going to be like...
he's going to be a family guy and a crypto guy.
Oh, I think he's going to be like a politician or something. Like he's got world domination, like world celebrity type of shit.
He's going to be selling... He's going to start up the Brady brand activewear.
Maybe buy
He's going to be everywhere with that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, if Tom Brady buys a football team, I might just become a fan of that football team.
And he just wins with that.
Absorb some secondhand greatness.
You know what you should do is you should buy the Browns. See if you can take them to the Super Bowl.
The
Or
ultimate
Lions.
challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
Lions would be great.
He goes back and coaches Michigan. Shout out Rico Bosco. He had that first.
True.
One of my favorite, Rico Bosco, the guy who's like a billionaire. He and his wife are multi-billionaires. Has 7 rings. Hall of Famer. He's gonna want to spend his waking hours chasing around 16-year-olds in
he's gonna want to go. He's gonna want to go live in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, and go try to pitch 16-year-olds to come to his school.
What if he just purchased the Colts and he literally just so that he could say I own the Colts
Or like the Jets.
Yeah, I own the Jets.
It's crazy. All right, so we'll pre-tape that. Maybe it'll just be you just doing a solo.
Maybe I'll write a poem.
Yeah, you write a poem, write it heartfelt letter, like a Tom Verducci kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do the music and everything. We put it in there.
What's your favorite Tom Brady memory?
The Seahawks and the Falcons Super Bowls are, like we were saying, 2 of the top nights of my life. The 2008 season with Randy Moss was like the greatest, the greatest, most enjoyable thing watching every single Sunday. You just watch it and he would just throw 50-yard bombs over and over and over and over and over again. They obviously didn't win, but that watching that season was like the most fun I think I've had watching football.
The point spreads on those games were just ridiculous.
Insane.
Week in, week out, they were favored by 18 and a half points.
Insane. I do think it'd be so funny if he spited everyone. It'd be fucking hilarious. Like, could you imagine him saying that to Giselle, just being like, "Listen, I know we said I was going to retire, but this little fucking dork with a sprained MCL is tweeting has cucked my retirement."
Well, imagine being Adam Schefter and spending all year long sucking off Jimmy G so that Don Yee would be happy for you.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get this scoop.
Yes.
And then you fuck this scoop up.
And he's going to say he's right, but it's like, dude, you can't. What's the expiration date?
I actually think that would probably happen was I think Schefter got good information that he was going to retire that was communicated to him probably either by Don Yee or somebody close to Don Yee. And then Schefter put it out. There was some miscommunication. It wasn't supposed to come out just yet. And then Don Yee had to text him via like Brady's thoughts, being like, "We're still making our entire decision-making process right now.
Right.
We'll have an update as soon as possible." So I think that if the timetable was going to be late February, it probably got pushed up to next week.
Okay, so do you think Schefter gets credit if it's a week?
No. I think whoever.
Although I'm being hypocritical right now because I did give Barstool Carl credit when he predicted Yu Darvish. He reported Yu Darvish to the Cubs in December, and he didn't sign until February. And I said that counts.
I did give Leroy credit when he reported Gronkowski was coming back.
Yeah, it was
and
like
he
months.
a month or two in advance.
Yeah.
So you know
all
what?
right, fine. You know what,
Schefter?
P-Boy? We're going to do it for you. P-Man, sorry. We did lose that bet. All right, talking soccer real quick. We lost.
Well, we won. We beat El Salvador on Thursday.
But we lost to Canada.
And then we lost to Canada today.
Okay,
but good news. Greg, I don't know how many G's are in his name. There's a ton. Berhalter, the manager of the United States team, said we actually outplayed them.
Oh,
despite
nice.
The fact
Moral victory.
that we lost.
Great.
How do you say 2-0 in Canadian?
2-0.
Never going to crack the top 10.
Goose-egg.
People are telling me, like, oh, we didn't have to win. That should never be your attitude going into games, soccer people.
It's always have
Every game is a must-win.
Every game's a must-win. And then Nadal won the fucking Mickey Mouse trophy because they kept Djokovic out of Australia. You got anything about that?
He's the GOAT now.
There was
Yeah, I mean, it's Mickey Mouse. Djokovic wasn't there.
He was there.
Djokovic wasn't allowed to be there.
He didn't fight hard enough. He didn't fight hard enough.
I mean, some writer wrote DNP (parentheses deportation). That was kind of funny.
I don't think that's funny.
It's like Sam Darnold out mononucleosis.
People are not illegal.
GIF.
Yeah,
Jake.
that's not funny.
Right. I just thought the context.
Did you watch it?
No.
What?
It's 3:30 in the morning.
No, it finished
right when
at
I
like
woke up.
8.
It was ending right when I woke up.
It's
was
a
tough.
it's a bubble tournament. He won, but his
Yeah.
title is no different, I think, than LeBron's bubble tournament in Disney World.
Who cares? Djokovic would have won. He would have kicked the shit out of everyone because he doesn't have the vax.
Right.
Right.
His cardio strength is much higher.
It would have been a real big win. All right, let's get to Who's Back of the Week. Before we do that, we go one last ad.
Yeah, before we jump into Who's Back of the Week, Owens Mixers. I don't know if you guys have seen our Arizona Bowl commercial for Owens Mixers. It's pretty funny. Frank the Tank is painting us. I think we're dressed up like the Peaky Blinders. We love Owens Mixers here at Part of My Take. Owens Craft Mixers gives anybody the ability to make a high-quality cocktail right at home. It's perfect for people like us who don't have a clue about how to make cocktails from scratch. You just pour your favorite liquor, then you just add Owens. You're good to go. They've got a variety of mixers. They pair with any spirit. They've got ginger beer, margarita, cranberry, the Barstool Transfusion, and others. Super easy. You just pour your liquor, add it with Owens. You just add the Owens, and boom, you've got a great cocktail ready to drink. Go to owensmixers.com. Check the store locator. Find a store that has Owens near you. Or if you don't feel like getting off the couch, order on Amazon. Or you can get it delivered in less than 30 minutes with GoPuff. So check them out, owensmixers.com. They've got a wide variety of mixers for any type of liquor you might have. I personally like the margarita. The margarita is delicious. Transfusion is great for drinking out on the golf course. owensmixers.com.
Okay, Who's Back of the Week?
My Who's Back of the Week is our Sweet Prince Harambe. We obviously were very early on it in 2016. We kind of helped bring it into the mainstream. We always talked about when was it going to be coming back. You know, it's too soon. We shouldn't bring the jokes back, yada, yada, yada. But with the Bengals making this run, them being from Cincinnati, it's kind of naturally happened. And, all the Harambe jokes, all the Harambe things we put out, they do better than everything else. They were selling shirts again. It's back. He's back.
Let's go.
It feels
Hude
right.
Harambe
You
shirt
gonna win
is
one for
excellent.
Harambe?
I think now if you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan, now is the time to wear the Harambe 69 custom jersey that you made and you have not been able to even look at for the last 3 years because it's just like the most cringy thing ever. It's cool again for the next 2 weeks.
Let's get Harambe into the stadium.
We have a Pardon My Take Facebook page that it's just basically like posting a lot of the stuff the Instagram posts, and I was looking at the analytics and everything's usually in the same range of numbers or whatever, and we posted a Harambe meme that got it went Facebook super nuclear viral, 3 million likes, 1 million shares. It's just he's back.
The people that find out about Pardon My Take from those Facebook memes that eventually start listening to the show have got to be the most confused people.
I love it.
Let us know if you found us through Facebook. Actually,
We should do a Harambe.
love to understand your brain.
We should talk to someone about Harambe. Death.
Go visit Death.
Wow. I could hit up Death.
Not a bad idea.
PFT or who's back?
My who's back is vaping. Vaping's back.
Oh.
Accidentally. So I haven't vaped for about 3 years,
Okay.
3.5 years. Quit the hard stuff, transitioned over to real cigarettes for a little bit, and then dropped off that. And then Jerry was sitting next to me during the stream today, and I was like, let me just get a little puff because his clouds look pretty good. I tried it, and I was like, wow, that's really tasty. Jerry goes, hey, well, I've got two others right here if you want your own. So he gave me my own vape. I've been hitting it for the last 6 hours.
Oh, no.
I'm full on addicted
On your
again.
37th birthday, you're going back in time.
Full on addicted, and picking up vaping before a road trip is a terrible, terrible time because that's what I'm going to be doing the entire time
Oh, yeah.
that I'm on this trip.
Oh, yeah. Sick
So-
clouds.
Yeah.
You'll probably over vape yourself though, and then you'll be back by the time the Super Bowl's.
By
the time we're in LA, you're gonna be like, I'm
gonna
vaped
OD?
out. Yeah, you're gonna be vaped out.
OD
vaped
on
out.
clouds. I hope so. I need to get this out of my system because it's not good. What, Billy?
It's gonna kill all your vascularity gains.
Wait,
Come on,
vaping is
bro.
bad for
Yeah.
for
You
vascularity.
didn't know
Terrible
that?
for your gains.
Thank you, Billy.
We've just been sitting here benching for the past month, getting
We have.
actual gains.
I like how
Now they're
Billy
all
is
gone.
the adult in this conversation with you, PFT, but it's only for the gains. That's perfect.
Has nothing to do with my health,
Gains.
the chemicals.
He's just
But yeah,
trying to get your
sadly,
muscles to pop.
vaping is back. Look at the sick cloud though.
Okay, he's vaping, and he's doing a cloud. That was mid.
French inhale.
Yeah, that was mid. You
Well,
know
that's
that
'cause-
was kind
that's
of a
'cause I
weak
French
cloud.
inhaled it.
That was a weak cloud. He's going again. He's trying again. Oh, that was a better cloud.
Do an O.
That was a sick cloud. All right, my who's back is Peyton Manning. He's funny again. Everyone loves him. He did SNL, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Peyton Manning's the funniest guy ever."
Yeah, that's all you have to do. But Peyton Manning is effortlessly fun. I think he's better on TV than he was as a quarterback.
He is funny. Yeah, Emily in Paris is the worst show ever, by the way.
Never watched it.
I've had to watch a few episodes, and it is mind-numbingly bad. But it's one of those shows that's so bad it sucks you in because that's how bad it is. I'm sure there's guys listening right now that are nodding along to me.
Oh,
They
yeah.
know exactly what I'm talking about. It's laughably bad, but it's, again, so bad that, it's the perfect Netflix algorithm where they're like, let's make a show that has enough, romance and scenes that everyone will be like, this is fun to watch, but you don't ever have to pay attention. You can just scroll your phone the entire time, and you won't miss a goddamn thing.
It's actually a genius idea to design a show that's for women, but also the guys that are watching it with their gals to be able to zone out and then have semi-intelligent conversations about the episode later.
Yeah.
Don't have too much stuff happen.
Well, the whole show is a fucking hack. It's a life hack. They're like, okay, a single girl goes to Paris and finds love.
Doesn't she work for social media?
Yeah,
She's
it's
oh, God.
It was built. The show premise
it's like
was
the
built
Devil
on
Wears
an
Prada, but for Instagram.
Yeah, algorithm. Yeah, it's Phil Collins' daughter is Emily.
It's like a reverse version of that Vince McMahon meme where he keeps getting further and further excited.
Yeah.
If he started super excited and then they started listing the words in the show.
Yeah, no.
Emily in Paris, and by the end of it, he's just completely normal faced.
It's a genius show. It's a genius show, and it's terrible, but it's genius. Billy.
My who's back of the week is the Irish. So Russia was about to do a bunch of war games near the Irish Sea, which was like right in their backyard. So a bunch of Irish fishermen were like, no, you can't do that. We're just going to sail our boats while you try to do war games. And the Russians were like, okay, we'll just go home and cancel them.
That's all it took for
That's
Russia.
it?
So
I keep hearing how badass Russia is, but it was just like 30 drunken Irish guys that just like got on a sailboat and they're
Their
like,
lobster
I
pots?
guess we can't do our nuclear submarine test anymore.
Damn.
Charlie over here is puking Guinness.
Way to hold it down for the Irish Sea.
Exactly.
That's huge. Way to go, Ireland. All right, good. Who's back, Billy? What entails in war games?
I think it's just a bunch of boats moving around.
Yeah,
You
just
just fire fake missiles, get radar locks on people.
yeah,
It's probably really fun.
yeah. No, it's probably really fun until
Yeah.
a bunch of Irish dudes show up
Yeah.
and they're like, "We're not doing this." All right, Jake, you're who's back?
My who's back of the week is 3-on-3 basketball.
Oh,
So registration goes live today for the first ever Barstool Bench Mob 3-on-3 Invitational, Tuesday, March 15th in New York City. Would love if everyone can join. There's going to be a Barstool team too. So
hell yeah!
Who's on it?
still in the works. Whoever wants to be on it, basically. I know Big Cat's itching to get back in the
No,
game.
I'm not. I've already said I'm not. I'm gonna get
Okay.
injured. I would get injured so
Fair.
fast.
Is there going to be any sort of like 3-point contest? Or
Yeah, there's going to
Do
be
you-
a skills challenge.
do you
too.
understand-
Can there be a like instead of a slam dunk competition, just a rim touching competition?
We can.
So you can get rim.
You also
make that
get
happen.
that like whoever the Barstool team is, they have the big fucking bullseye on their back.
Oh, of course.
Like whoever plays them wants to kick the shit out of them.
Yeah. So
That I do not need that.
what you have to do is go to barstoolsports.com/events. Noon Eastern Monday is when it goes
I'll
live.
ref if you want me to.
Okay, we would love that.
I would actually love to ref and just completely make it about myself.
Who's gonna do the clock?
I'll do the clock.
Yeah, who is going to do the
Yeah,
clock?
I'll
I don't
volunteer.
know.
I don't think
Someone have to
anyone
be
else can do it.
unsuspended first.
I think that's the first step.
Okay, all right, but I'm willing to ref.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, everyone please
Tease for
if you
everyone.
can, New York City, Tuesday the 15th, and watch party afterwards for the first four. Kick off the tournament.
I'm gonna call so many travels and carries.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be great.
It'll be fun.
All right, I'm excited. My Kentucky future looking good.
Yes.
25-1.
Statement
That
at
was
Kansas.
ass kicking.
Wire to wire.
Holy
Smoked
shit.
them.
Cal might have his guys. And I just love saying Ty Washington.
Yeah, great.
Great name.
Yeah.
What do you say, Billy?
I got a quick recap.
Oh, nice.
So the Joe.
I like your
Burrow-
goatee, by the way.
Thank you. Been
You
working
do
on it.
look like Kyle Trask.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to shave it and just make it a Fu Manchu for the road trip.
Okay.
Sick.
Badass. That you should have saved that. You should
rip it out.
have. You should have fucking just done that, so then PFT was surprised.
Yeah, that would have been a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Well, I got some plans.
Okay.
Anyway, it's not Joe Burr. It's like Joe Burr. Like
Yeah, and I don't like it.
chill.
Joe Brr.
No, it's like Burr.
You know what it
Joe
was?
Burr.
It was
Like
when they were
cold.
when they
Like
were
Gucci
doing
Mane.
the intro.
No, it's yeah. Gucci
Nate
Mane.
Burleson did it, and I could hear him like fist bump, like I fucking nailed that. It's like this is what are we
I
doing?
think you just can't roll your R's and you're jealous.
no, but he
no, you're
just
not
said you don't
rolling.
have
No,
to.
no, it's not the
Joe
roll. It's
Burr.
like
Joe Burr.
it's
Joe
like
Burr.
hyperthermia.
Joe Cool is a cool nickname. It's Joe Montana's nickname.
yeah,
I
but that's the
deserves
thing.
it.
Like it's Joe Montana's nickname.
Yeah, but he deserves it. Like you could do that.
I don't think
years
you
past.
can't take Joe Montana's nickname until you win a Super Bowl.
But he didn't take his nickname. He's just
Yeah.
Burr the sound cold.
Joe
Cool.
Burr.
I just think Joe
Like
Cool's a great name.
Burr.
Yeah, I get it.
He's cold.
I get it.
Anyway, also
I like Joe Churro.
Cincinnati is named after Cincinnatus, which is actually a Roman dictator who fought for the people and won.
Hell
which
yeah.
I thought Cincinnati was like a Native American name. It turns out it's Roman.
Okay.
Crazy. There you go. That's why
Yeah, that's why the Ron
Fact
knows
checking
that.
yourself. I like
Yeah.
that.
Crazy.
Very good.
All right. Good recap. Numbers.
6'9".
8.
Got a Super
17.
Bowl.
44.
Plug it in.
Bengals
What
are
number Super Bowl is this? 55,
I can't keep track.
54? No.
Super Bowl 50.
50 was
LVI.
the
LVI.
52.
56.
56. All right, so I'll just guess 56. 50 was the Broncos Panthers. You think we'll be alive for Super Bowl 100?
One other thing we forgot to mention was the halftime show being a disaster.
Oh,
yeah, it was.
birthday ball.
8. Wait, you guessed 8?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Way to go. We're so bad at like remembering what everyone guessed. That's sick.
That is sick.
Here we go.
Birthday ball.
Have you gotten it before?
Yeah. Not a first time.
Just me.
Oh, it's just you?
That's
Ooh.
Damn.
too bad.
Way to go, PFT.
Thank
Liam
you.
got it.
Huge. Do you think how many of us in this room will be alive for Super Bowl 100?
How many
Probably
years is
Jake.
that? 44
Not to
years?
get dark.
I was
Probably
gonna
just
say
Jake.
just Jake.
Jake for sure.
I'll get there.
Yeah, Jake.
Not you, Bill. You take too many weird shits and not weird shits, weird like stuff in your body.
Yeah, it depends on how long you keep vaping for.
I'm gonna say over under 3.5 people.
Way
It's
under.
pretty dark.
Under?
Over.
Over?
We can make it.
We got to do a bet. We can just revisit. Super Bowl 100. We'll all go. Hey, here, if there's more than 4 of us still alive, the 4 or more will all go to Super Bowl 100 together. If there's less,
and Tom Brady will be playing it.
if there's less than 4 of us alive, the remaining 3, 2, or 1 have to kill themselves.
Deal.
Okay, beautiful.
Love you guys.
Bengals are a subspecies of tiger currently native to the Indian subcontinent.
44.